Arsenal 2, Manchester United 0. Honestly, going into this game, a lot of people were predicting Arsenal to win by huge margins. But the thing is, with me as a seasoned Arsenal fan, I know that when you expect Arsenal to do something, they don't usually do it. But the good thing is today Arsenal were able to put out a very professional performance against Manchester United, and Arsenal were able to get the 3 points, which is the most important thing. Whether you win 1-0 or 5-0, the most important thing is you get the 3 points and you get the win. And today I'm very ecstatic because I hate Manchester United. I was a bit quiet and I wasn't really too sure about what was going to happen in this game. On paper, this was a game that Arsenal should be winning, and Arsenal have won, but you can never be too sure in these derbies because no matter how bad the form is with any team, when it comes to a derby, form goes out the window. But today Arsenal proved why they're the superior team, and it was a game of two halves. I thought Ruben Amorim set out his team quite well. He put his players in front of the passing channels, which made it very difficult for Arsenal to get out of their own half, especially in the first half, because for certain players like Partey, who I'll get into in a minute, it was very difficult for them to get the ball forward to the other side of the pitch, and it had to take the second half for changes to be made, and Arsenal were able to get the goals in the second half, albeit it was from set pieces. I was watching a lot of the commentators and the presenters, Theo Walcott, Berbatov, and I do agree with one of the things which Berbatov says, where it would be nicer to see Arsenal or any teams get goals from open play. And don't get me wrong, Nicolas Jova, that guy has changed everyone's lives at the Emirates, and the way that he's been able to get our team to do those set pieces is so remarkable. It's crazy. He's probably the most sought after set piece coach after these couple of months, and honestly he's been absolutely fantastic. And like I said, with Arsenal and with set pieces, you're a surefire way of getting a goal. And I think in total we've had around 12-13 corners today, and we were able to get 2 goals. And what can I say? Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, they will just keep spamming them crosses in, and eventually we were able to do it. What I really liked about those corners was the fact that we were crowding the keeper. And Onana, he's not the best keeper in the world and he can get a bit flustered, so it was a good idea for the Arsenal players to crowd the keeper and get them close to the goal as much as possible. And then it was just simple in the case of getting Timber or getting Saliba or Partey to get the headers. So it was really good in that way. And one of the things that really stood out to me in this game was David Raya. Now, he didn't have to do too much in this game, but the saves that he did make were very crucial, especially in the free kick that he saved from Bruno Fernandes in the 85th minute. That was a very crucial moment, especially I think also in the second half he was able to get another key save from another free kick by Bruno Fernandes on the corner of the goal, I'd say. So if it weren't for those key saves, Arsenal would have been in trouble. There would have been pressure on them, but because he was able to have those saves, Arsenal were able to just go away from this match clean sailings and not have too much to worry about. And also before this game started, a lot of people were stressed with the fact that Gabriel and Calafiori weren't playing in this game. Now, Arsenal have 4 players that are out from the defence, which were Gabriel, Calafiori, Ben White and Tomiyasu. So it was really difficult to see exactly what Arsenal would do in this game and how they would play, because the minute 1 or 2 players leave the starting 11, then you can get a bit jittery about what's going to happen. But I can comfortably say that Kirill and Zinchenko have both played their part in this game, but I want to give a shout out to Kirill because I've been really hard on him over the last couple of games, and rightfully so, I would say. But this game, especially with his ball distribution and especially with the way that he was just defending, was very good. Whenever he was in doubt, he always booted the ball out, and as someone who's seen British defending, when in doubt, boot it out, and that's exactly what Kirill was doing. So I was really happy to see that, and especially with some of the distribution that he was doing, especially to the left side, whether it be to Martinelli or to Trossard. So that was really good. Zinchenko was also playing decently as well. There were some times during the game where I was a bit scared about what he was going to do, but he has that skill to be a bit press resistant and get away from the defender. And I think Arteta was very good in his game management when Amad Diallo basically turned Zinchenko, and then Arteta was like, no, we need to change something. So he took Zinchenko off, put Partey on the right back, put Timber on left back, and then we were able to see out the game in that way. So that was really good. And Jurriën Timber, great goal from him. He was able to play on the right back and left back, and for me, he played very, very well. I was watching him this game, and the way he was able to cover both sides was absolutely fantastic. And Saliba also with the goal, great solid performance, kept Højlund at bay. Declan Rice, obviously he's man of the match with the crosses that he was able to do, with the way that he was able to play in the midfield. I can't say so much more about him. When it comes to big games, he comes and he performs. And what I liked about Declan Rice was, especially after the game in the interview that he's done, he looks a bit more calm and mature, and he just says, you know what, like, there's a lot of games to play, we just need to see how things go. And I think that's just the attitude that Arsenal have to have. And if I were to go to Martinelli and Trossard, I think from the defensive side, Martinelli did really well because Zinchenko defensively isn't as good. But I think offensively, Martinelli was extremely frustrating to watch, especially in the first half. And when Trossard came on, you could see the difference between the two on how they attack. Because with Martinelli, with the way he attacks, and when he's one-on-one with the defender, when he expects someone to dribble around them or do a bit of skill, Martinelli's too predictable. But with Trossard, he's a bit tricky. He tries going left and right, and then he'll get a little shot off. And he's a bit better when it comes to trying to beat the defender. And I'm a bit frustrated with Martinelli in that, because I expect so much more from him. But I think defensively, he put in a shift. But offensively, I want to see a lot more from him, and he needs to develop and provide a lot more. But maybe you could also put the argument, because of the shift that he had to put in defensively, that he wasn't able to provide as much offensively. But that's with him. And with Saka and Odegaard, I think Saka was a bit more quieter this game. It's quite clear that they were trying to lock him down and double team both Saka and Odegaard. I thought Matsurari played very decently. He's been very consistent for Manchester United as of late and probably been their best player. But I thought that with the amount of pressing that Arsenal has done this game, lovely to see. I thought Havertz off the ball, he was good. He was putting a lot of pressure in. He was really troubling Onana, and it was quite unfortunate he wasn't able to get the goal. He did have an opportunity, but he wasn't able to get it. But overall, I thought the team did well. And I think out of the starting 11, I thought Partey wasn't that great. I thought he was misplacing his passes quite a bit. I thought that he was losing the ball quite a lot as well. And a lot of people thought that he might have been injured as well. I thought he might have been injured this game, but he was able to play it. So maybe it could be due to that. Maybe it's just one of his off days. But I think out of the starting 11, he was probably the weakest link. In terms of some of the other players that came onto the pitch, I thought Marino could have done better. I think he did have opportunities. He had an absolute free header that he should have scored. He gave away a free kick at a very bad time, and they could have scored and put pressure on Arsenal on the 85th minute. But whatever, these things happen. You can have a few off days, whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, I thought fantastic game. I hate Manchester United with a passion, so I'm so happy to beat them. And this is the thing, right? Even with the new manager, even with this good run of games that they've had with Amorim, with Arsenal, and with the experience that they've had over the last 5 years, and with the squad that we have, we should have beaten them, and we have beaten them. No excuses whatsoever, and we managed to do a very successful professional job, which was a good thing. And I think the good thing with Arteta was the way he was able to change the team in the second half, because they look completely different. But what I do want to see is more goals from open play, like what Berbatov has said. But yeah, very good so far. Next game is against Fulham. It's going to be very thick and fast. Fulham, Monaco, then Crystal Palace. It's going to be a lot going in to December. And we're going to see Manchester United back here in the FA Cup. So this was a good audition, let's say. Hopefully we can continue this run of form in December, and hopefully when Manchester United do come back in January, that we're able to beat them again. And I think with Amorim, he does show some promise for Manchester United, but to be honest, I don't really care because I just want Arsenal to win all the time, even against Manchester United, who, like I said, I absolutely hate. But solid performance, enjoyable performance, good play, and it was a game of two halves. It was frustrating to watch at times, but we got the job done. But anyway, let's see what happens in the next game. Hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe, and hope to see you all soon. Bye bye.